Recording. Hi, everybody. I am Rachel Augusta, and I work with animals all over the world who are sick, injured, diseased, suffering with trauma or old age issues. And today, in this Women Holding Women series, I am going to be interviewing and talking with a really awesome woman, Frannie Dassier. And hi, Frannie.
Hi, beautiful. So good to see you.
So good to see you too. And so Francoise, which by the way, I love your name. It's like one of the best names in the world. Francoise,
Merci.
also known as Frannie, is a master intuitive healer. She's a speaker, a teacher, a medium, psychic past life regression specialist, and co-founder of EnergyWorksIntuitive Healers. She's the sister to Nadine Dassier, who you have already met. Her innate ability to work with and read energy helps her to attune to the most powerful frequencies and create profound shifts for everyone she heals. Frannie has roots in both social and ecological activism, as well as social services, specifically working with adults and children with disabilities. She is also passionate about healing Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants. And she has been called a miracle worker due to her amazing ability to connect with the angels and masters and activate powerful healing and transformation. She is highly intuitive and has a remarkable ability to read people's energy. She is certified in IET 123, Reiki 1234, Pranic Healing Level 1, Qigong Level 1, TCM Foundations, Herbal Studies Foundations, and Hypnotherapy, Donna Eden Energy Medicine, and Angelic Vajra. Is that how you say it? Vajra?
Basra, yep.
Vajra. So, Frannie, I'm so excited you're here. I just want to tell everybody that you have been a body worker of mine, and you've just done amazing work for me and my life and my energy and my cells and my DNA and helping me figure out past life stuff. And I'm just really excited to talk to you and share you with the people in my world.
Thank you so much. It's truly been an honor. You're an amazing healer.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I just appreciate all those kind words. You can tell my sister wrote the bio.
What's that?
You can tell my sister wrote that. Some of those
Nadine wrote the bio for you. You know, it's hard writing your own bio.
I sat here with my hand on my heart. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take it in. And I'm grateful. I'm humble and I'm grateful.
Yeah, you know, I love that you brought that up because I have a hard time listening to people read my bio as well. It sounds like whenever I hear it, I'm like, whoa. And they're like, wow, that's impressive. I'm like, oh God, it's weird. And it's weird to be talking about this. But it fits so in alignment with your message that we're going to be talking about.
Yes, exactly. Love.
Love and self-love. And when I read your article, I was like, yes, 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 yes. Like you can't talk enough about self-love, right? And it's such an important topic. Most people don't feel it. Most people don't know what it is. Most people haven't tapped into it. And so when I have the opportunity to talk to people who have, I'm like, oh my God, sorry, my cat. She finds things that she shouldn't when I'm interviewing people. That could have turned into some serious craziness just now. So I got one more thing I need to get away from her and then we're good. Okay, awesome. So anyway, I love that you wrote about self-love because it's so important, but I want to hear from you. Why do you think it's so important?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that we think sometimes we think we have self-love, and we do. We have a certain amount of self-love. Yet we're often so critical to ourselves that we paralyze ourselves in times when we're, right on the precipice. We're ready to move forward. And here comes that deep inner naysayer that says, you're not good enough for this. You don't have enough experience. You don't know you don't know what you're talking about. All of these things.
You don't deserve this bio.
Right. Yes.
You don't deserve that bio. What are you doing? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we also hear so many negative things about us. for some reason, ever since I was little, I really have had no problem talking to strangers and being like, I really like that. I really, love your eyes, or I love your hair, or I love your glasses, which I do love your glasses, by the way.
Thank
They're
you.
so beautiful. But when I see something authentic, I really want to say it because I know we just don't hear it enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to the brain, when it comes to our minds, it's what we hear the most that we recall. We talk a lot about what that inner voice is and how it can be framed from our parents. And that definitely is true. And ultimately, though, as we move away from our parents' care, it is our own inner dialogue that we have to form and shape and evaluate. Is this true? What is right about this? Even to me right now, the way we see beauty has to change. It has to change. Too many women and men walk around feeling like they're not beautiful. Guess what that does? It makes them angry. It makes them feel desperate, as if no one's going to love them. Or thanks for loving me, even though, oh my gosh, I have 2 inches extra on my belly, or because I have lots of extra belly, or because my nose is too big, or whatever it is. These are running themes that we've had from stuff that we've been told when we were little, stuff that our friends said, stuff that our family has said. And that is so much right there that self-love gets smushed down, squished down, gets, pushed to the side. And it takes really focus and honest evaluation to love yourself. And really, I find that we've been more given to, when we think about honestly looking at ourselves, what's bad about us. That's so much
Totally.
easier to see.
It totally is. And, and the thing is that when we don't really love ourselves, we feel like when you said, thank you for loving me, even though I have extra inches of fat on my stomach. Thank you for loving me because I don't deserve it. Therefore, I'm going to put myself in horrible situations with horrible people because I should just feel lucky that anyone loves me.
Right. Exactly. It is the reason that people stay in abusive relationships so long. It's not
Mhm.
because they think I deserve abuse, but when we don't love ourselves to the point we don't feel that anyone is going to love us. And
That we should be grateful for any sort of attention because
right.
we don't deserve it. Yeah. So I'm curious to know, this path of self-love. I like that you said it comes and goes in waves. I've totally have experienced that where I was like, what was funny is just before we jumped on this interview, I was like, oh, this is interesting. We're talking about self-love because my first true moment of self-love happened a year ago, almost to the day. Yeah, so it was 9/22. I'll 9/22/18. So 2 days in 2 days off. But that was my first moment of like self-love. And I was so afraid I was going to lose it. Like it was going to be like quicksilver through my hands.
Right.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, is this what it feels like? I've never experienced this. This is the first time in my adult life. I'm sure I had it as a child. I don't remember, but in my adult life. And then I was so afraid and I was like, oh my God, I have to hold on to it. But it's like, well, I don't have anything to hold on to, which was scary. And then, and then I did lose it. and then it came back. And then I lose it, and then it came back, but the more it comes back, the more, the longer it stays.
Yes.
And the more I realize that it actually comes from my place of joy.
Right.
That's where it's at. Like I always have access to it. I just need to tap into it, but
Exactly.
it does come and go. And that's a scary feeling, I think, especially if you've like have never really experienced it and then you experience it for the first time and then you're like, oh, but this could leave me just like everything else leaves me, just like everyone else leaves me,
Right. And
So
that is so heartbreaking. I mean,
yeah,
I love you so much, and that is heartbreaking, in a lot of ways, that there's so many people who feel that way. And honestly, this world reflects it. The tumultuous times that we're experiencing, the lack of social justice and environmental justice, and obviously animal justice as well. I mean, just every single, we're not treating anyone right. And where that starts to me is self-love. And that's part of why I'm so passionate about it. It's like we get all this, like I mentioned, all this initial programming that pushes us away from self-love, even to the point, and I love this because I've thought this for years, but I saw an academic article on it. I'm like, we're hardwired to be naysayers. Like, we actually high five each other on self-deprecation. We're like, yeah, I'm ugly, or I'm not good. We connect on it. And it's, to some level, that's all right. We have to deal with our negative feelings in some way. But when it's the main way we connect on our how we feel about ourselves and our who we are, it really just amplifies those negative, deep inner feelings that we have.
Totally. Yeah,
and
totally. It really does. And so I use Marco Polo, which is a video text messaging app, to talk to a lot of my friends. And I have so many girlfriends, gal pals, that like they get on, they're like, oh, I look terrible. Oh, I look terrible. And I'm like, stop. Like,
right,
you're my friend. I love you. I'm, naked, like I'm just crawled out of bed and my hair looks crazy, and I have no problem leaving you a Marco Polo and like not focusing on it, because it's not the focus of our relationship. It's not the focus of our friendship. It's like,
right.
I'm okay with you seeing me with bedhead. I'm okay seeing you with bedhead, and it really shouldn't matter outside of that. But what I've realized is that a lot of my female friends focus only on how they look, almost to the point where they've said, I don't really want to do Marco Polo anymore because because you're looking at yourself, and it's hard
Yeah,
for them to look at themselves.
right,
And so they
right.
don't want to have a connection that's deeper than a text message, because they don't want to
Hmm.
be seen,
Yeah,
even to somebody who loves them unconditionally.
right.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, that's how deep that negative negative talk that we receive, no matter how, I mean, I still hear, and I hear moms do this, and not to pick on moms because we're amazing, but the way that you talk to your little ones and to yourself
Mm-hmm.
really speaks volumes. If you are telling yourself, God, I look terrible, what are they going to start thinking about themselves?
Right.
How can we, um, I brought that forward because, I've just heard, even a friend was just telling me in passing, her and her mom joking about cookies. Did you eat all the cookies? And she's tiny, like tiny. And the mom is like, did you eat all the cookies again? Just like teasing her about how much she eats. And
You're like, it's not
she's like,
funny.
she said, this is the best connection that I've had with my mom. This is during a time that she's had the best connection with her mom. So even still, like there's self-deprecation even in our closest relationships, our family, our friends.
Right. And that's love.
That's
She's
constant.
experienced love. She's experiencing love
Love.
through
Yes.
this.
Yes. And that
Ah,
yeah, right? I mean, we first of all, like I do, and I say I love you because some people say don't say I love you so much. It cheapens the word. You know what? We need more love. There
I
is no way you can
agree.
make love cheap,
I agree. I
and
totally agree.
I may love people in different ways. I may not love everything about them, but I love them. I
Right.
know that there's something good in them. And
There's
you know,
different depths of love that
right.
yeah, I totally agree. I'm like, bye, love you. I'm like, even some of my clients, I'm like, okay, bye, love you. And they're like, oh, I
Yes.
hope that wasn't weird. Oh, well, but I do love them. And so that's cool. Yeah.
Like
So
my clients are used to that now. They're like, I love you, Frannie.
I totally. Well, I remember the first time I got a session with you, all these people like, lines out the door at present moment to see you. And everybody was like getting these beautiful hugs from you as they were leaving. And, I didn't know your relationship between them, but I did know that you were there in service to help them.
Right.
Not as a friend, but as a professional. And I was like, I want a hug from her. And, like I want in on that. And I think I was like, do I get a hug? You're like, yeah, hug. And it's I agree. Like there's a shortage of it. We need more. And so I'm curious to know, do you remember the first time you experienced self-love, and do you feel like sharing that story?
That's a good question. I feel self-love. It's interesting because I remember being a little kid and feeling like I did something so wrong. Uh, we were playing on the block. Of course, not a lot of parent supervision, but there were these older boys who lived up the block that were messing with me and my little sister. And we were little. I don't know how old we were, between 8 and 6, somewhere in that, maybe a little bit younger than that. But I hauled off and I punched one of the guys. He was messing with us. They were play fighting with us or something, and I punched him. And it seemed like the biggest deal. They like ran off and told him, I'm like, you're twice my height, and you're messing with me. And so Nadine and I ran home. But their mom was like, they just looked at me like I was a terrible person. And I knew, I was like, I did nothing wrong. I love myself. I
Yeah.
did nothing wrong here. This person was, maybe not attacking me on purpose, but
But I'm
we were
protecting
clearly,
myself.
yes, we're clearly too young to understand. But I remember his mom's look of disdain as she happened to look out the door right when it happened. And it was like, they looked at us like we were the bad little kids.
You know what's really interesting about this story?
Mm-hmm.
So Nadine's message was all about, do you know what her message was
Yes,
with me?
yes, the
The
inner warrior.
warrior
Yes,
energy.
yes, guess
And
who's got that in spades right here?
yes, and she said, like, I don't embody that. Like, typically I didn't have that. I was always afraid. I'm afraid to speak up. So now your story of self-love is you protecting Nadine as warrior and feeling love in that. This is so perfect. This
Wow.
is so perfect because, I like what I love about you and Nadine is that you're thick as thieves, and people can get energy healings with both of you at the same time,
Right. Oh, yeah.
or you do separately, and you are working in the same realms, doing the same things, but you are so totally different, such totally different people, and you will get a totally different experience working with one versus the other or both of you at the same time. And so it's this beautiful relationship that the two of you have. And
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
that she's talking about warrior and wanting to bring that in. You're talking about self-love, and your self-love was when you experienced warrior. That's just
Right.
so perfect.
Well, it's true. I mean, especially when women in any way, girls, and I have a little girl, so just when girls are aggressive in any way, you're like, you're not the good little girl.
Right. You're not being a good little girl. Yeah.
Yeah, like what? There's something wrong. Meanwhile, the boys are slapping each other in the head, like kneeing each other in
Right.
the butt, just having a good time.
And they're
Or they're
like, oh,
getting
they're
their
being
energy
boys.
out. Yeah. Yeah, they're having a good time.
Boys being boys. But with you, it was like, you are a horrible person for wanting to protect yourself, which also goes to Nadine's message. This is just brilliant. So I love that that was your first moment of self-love because, so how old were you? Do you know? General?
I'm thinking I was like 7 because
So
Nadine still looked little. She was probably 5.
I forget that she's younger than you. I always think you're younger than she is because um you've got you both have such fairy in you. It's like it's hard. Some people you can't like they're sort of ageless, you know what I mean? Because you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, how old is a fairy? I'm not really sure. And then
Right.
yeah, and maybe it's your spunkiness, whereas Nadine's more
Computers.
serious.
Uh,
Yeah, so
yeah.
anyway, at 7 you experienced self-love, and your love came from the, oh, I'm accepting who I am in this moment, and that was me protecting myself.
Which was the perfect way because it's like if somebody's telling me something or, inferring something about me, it was easier for me to think contrary. So
Mhm. Mhm.
just that authority, just the issues that us light workers have with authorities was definitely present with me. But it definitely it made me still examine myself. Like I know I'm still good. I knew what my motives were. And
Right.
that's key. And that also, it's like, not everything is just black and white. Not everything is one way or another. Violence is bad, yes. But, if you feel not safe and you're not sure how to protect yourself any other way.
Yeah, it's interesting that this is coming up because I mentioned this actually with Nadine, but I'll mention it again. When I was in California just this last week, I was at an event. It was a women rocking women business event. There's a lot of spirituality, and light. It pulls in light work is all sorts of stuff. So they pull a lot of spirituality into it. And there's this moment where like they want all the women outside standing in a circle, holding hands, throwing good intentions into the center of the circle for each person. But meanwhile, there's a huge Trump 2020 flag flying over this
Mhm.
circle. Yeah. And I looked and I was like, oh my God. And I said, oh my God, I want to go tear down that flag. And this woman next to me said, stay in love and light. And I was like, no, and that's what I said. I'm like, I'm a health practitioner and sometimes you got to break a bone to reset it. And she was like, "Wee?" And then she started laughing because it was so shocking to her.
Right.
You sometimes need to break a bone to reset it.
Yeah,
And that comes with love, like that is in
absolutely.
love. And
Absolutely.
and in protection, and it's there, that's different than just going off and like hurting somebody in violence, but
Right.
you can love is protecting yourself and the people around you.
Exactly. And to me, I mean, we're not judging each other, the pulling judgment out of these situations. There's so many people who've experienced trauma
Hmm.
as young people.
Hmm.
Like, even, just, and obviously people of color, of, any kind, but obviously we've seen more in my community, my Black brothers and sisters of color who have been so marginalized and have experienced those that have experienced trauma
Right.
and then had difficulty in school or at work and really not feeling supported. I mean,
Right.
that when it comes to really looked at if they get angry in any way, any of my female friends with melanin who get angry, it's like, I'm tired of being called the angry Black woman. I totally understand why.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So
Right.
I think taking judgment out of what we feel about each other will help us with self-love. We judge each other for so many things and we don't really know each other's background.
Yeah,
Body,
exactly. Yeah,
body
exactly.
type. And we can't judge a book by its cover. No matter how you look, everybody's had different experiences.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I have felt like in the past is a huge challenge for me is my body
Mm.
and holding extra weight.
Hmm.
And I have felt, a lot of judgment around that. Yet in my work, I feel very little, and not that generally, you don't necessarily know what a person is doing. I'm one of the people who I feel like, just works really hard and does is really an active person, yet I hold extra weight. And but judgments, that I've heard before about people who do hold weight is that they're lazy. They're
Right.
not trying, they eat everything, and that's just not true. And it was so great. I had to say, I was doing a past life regression last night, connected to self love and all kinds of love. And I was, doing my thing. And one of the beautiful women who came messaged me. She was like, I have to tell you, you're beautiful. I
Hmm.
watched you rock around with your curves,
Mm.
and she's like, you just, I saw them as soft. I saw you as just beautiful. And
Mm.
she's like, that really made me think I need to see myself beautiful. I am beautiful,
Yeah.
and I'm a little curvier than her. So she can definitely, I mean, it's just, we inspire each other to not judge ourselves, to not judge each other. And love just comes out of our beings. We're so free when we're not judging each other.
Right. Well, it's hard to love ourselves, but I think really what you're saying and is so true is that when we love ourselves, it allows others to love themselves. And by
Mhm.
seeing you love who you are, you were giving this other woman allowance to do the same for herself. And, and so self-love isn't just about us. It's about the energy all around us and what we can do to help others in that space. And that's just really beautiful. I want to share a couple of things with you. So my first adult self-love thing that happened a year ago was I went on a online date and I showed up and the guy so first of all, he was like a half hour late. Most people would have left at that point, he was missing most of his teeth, and which, no judgment, right?
Yeah,
But he was missing
but
most of his teeth.
right.
He was a racist, like a raging racist. And not just that, a flat earther
Oh
who,
no.
yeah. So I'm sitting across the table from him. He's missing most of his teeth. He's a flat earther. He's a racist. And my final straw, he was picking food out of my tacos, which is really weird because I don't know him. And my even close friends wouldn't do that to me. But the moment of oh my God, okay, I want to clarify before I tell the rest of the story. People are always like, how did you end up there? And why did you stay? Well, I ended up there because I didn't love myself, and I stayed because I have childhood trauma and I didn't love myself enough to leave. So in all of this, I'm thinking I just got to make the best out of a bad situation. I got to make the best out of a bad situation. I kept thinking that. So I'm like, this is awful. I can't wait for this to end, instead of thinking this is ending right now because I'm too valuable for this situation. So I'm trying to make conversation with him, and I said something like, so do you have any siblings? And he's like, oh, I have a younger sister. And then he looks at me and he's like, I just saw the way you looked at me. You think I'm your nasty, mean little brother that you want to have sex with. And I was like,
Um,
no, I don't want to have sex with my younger brother, even in role play with a toothless, racist, flat earther. No. And I was like, oh my God. So I got up. I was going to go to the bathroom. I grabbed my purse. I was going to go to the bathroom and call my sister and be like, what do I do? And as I'm walking to the bathroom, I'm like, I don't need to call her. I know what to do. Run. I need to run. And so I ran out of the restaurant, ran to my car, locked the doors, blocked and deleted him in every way imaginable, left him with the bill because he totally deserved it, and drove home laughing hysterically. But I did a Facebook Live about it, and people are like, oh my God, oh my God. But everybody's like, how did you end up there? How did that happen? How did that happen? Da, 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 da. Well, all of those questions of people saying to me, how did you end up on a date with somebody like that? I went to bed. my cells in my brain did some work while I was sleeping. And when I woke up the next morning, I was so in love with myself,
yeah.
because I was like, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that at all. I'm so much better than that. I am so great. I'm so wonderful. I'm such a wonderful person. And I went and bought myself a bottle of champagne and flowers, and had an engagement party with myself. And it was the first time I really
Oh,
realized why women will go have a marriage ceremony to themselves, with themselves, because it's a big deal when you experience self-love for the first time. It is a big deal. And so it was amazing, but that was the moment where I was like, am I going to be able to keep this? Am I going to be able to keep this? And it went away, but it came back. And when I left for California recently, I was packing my bag and I was like, oh, none of these clothes represent me. I don't want to wear these clothes. I'm going to a business event. These clothes really aren't me. They're business professional. I'm a witch. This isn't who I am. And I just had finished listening to Mama Gina's book, Pussy. I've listened to it 4 times. Do you know the book?
mm-mm.
Oh my God, it's so good. Anyway, she talks about using your GPS, your goddess pussy in the sky, to help you make decisions.
Ah, okay,
So
awesome.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I'm packing my bag. Like it's nighttime. It's 8 p.m. the night before I'm leaving town. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna walk to Ragstock. I'm just gonna see if they have anything that I can pack. Well, I ended up trying on all these booty shorts that I was like, I look amazing in these booty shorts. That one's mermaid print, one looks like roller derby, one's rainbow. I'm getting them. And so I packed my whole bag with booty shorts because my GPS, my goddess pussy in the sky, completely took over. She completely took over. So when I get to California, I open up my bag and I was like, oh my God, all I have are booty shorts. Who packed this bag? And I was like, my pussy packed this bag. My pussy of self-love packed this bag. And it was hilarious because I was like, what am I? So I'm like showing up at this business event and I'm feeling like, oh, like when I was dressing, I was like, oh God, I feel a little weird because everybody's like business suits, pantsuits, like really expensive dresses. And here I am in booty shorts. And I was like, oh, those booty shorts rocked the house. Everybody loved my
Actually
shorts
did.
so much. They were like, oh my God, your shorts. Those shorts got me booked on so many podcasts because when I packed my bag, my whole point of this, when I packed my bag in self-love.
Self-love, yep, absolutely. That's so beautiful.
It was just self-love. Like it was my goddess pussy in the sky. My GPS was like, this makes you feel good. This makes you feel good about yourself. You're wearing these. And I had that, my naysayer voice when I was going in, like, oh God, you're not going to be accepted. But I
Right.
was more than accepted because people could feel the energy of me being like, yeah, this is me. I'm wearing rainbow shorts on stage. Y'all.
Exactly. When you love yourself and you own it, I mean,
You
people love,
totally.
that's
Yes.
what people want. They crave it because it's like you said before, it's like you're giving people the opportunity to just be themselves.
Yes.
I wish they could do that. Like
Yes.
to have that as the goal.
So many people said to me, oh my God, I wish I could do this like you. And I'm like, you can. And I had friends that are like, I wish I could be you. And I'm like, you can. And by
Right.
the way, it's not like I was just born, like this is a work in progress. In a month from now, I might be like, I can't wear these booty shorts. I don't look good in them because my
Right.
naysayers get loud. Then you just have to go back and hang out with then you have to like turn on Lizzo and dance to
Yeah.
Juice, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, self-love, that is such a good point. I mean, it ebbs and flows. You are going to have times where that inner naysayer rises up. What changes that is the inner dialogue and what you're saying to yourself. So to me, what we say to ourselves, it makes our reality obvious. It's part of when we're engaging in manifesting in the law of attraction, we start to learn, okay, I can't grumble when I'm paying my bills, or just, look at things in a negative way when I'm doing something that's really important to me. We can't be just positive all the time, but when we acknowledge the negative and deal with it and move forward, it really come back to the thoughts in our head that say, I am beautiful. I am amazing. There's amazing things about me. I'm unique. It's so, those thoughts become second nature. Everything is always working out for me when you repeat affirmations. And I think that is what is really needed to combat all the negative self-talk, because we get it from so many different areas, including media, including family, and it's repeated to us over and over again, the negative things about beauty, about weight, about skin color, about gender. It's repeated to us over and over again. And in fact, the negative is really, amplified in our media and in general, and in our heads. So it's like when we think of the ways that injustice in the world as well, even just looking at the world the way it is right now, it is that lack of self-love that cripples us to do anything about it as well. So, and I love this. I think I saw this from Teet Nhat Hanh, and it just so resonated with me. As we release the pain and suffering within our beings, we can tackle the big problems that society has. We
Mm.
can tackle these larger issues because we're not just mired in our own suffering. So we all of us right now, we have a special mission
Mm-hmm.
with self-love, because it is the key that unlocks the door for all the things that you want to manifest in your life, and that also allows us to address our bigger problems as a society, which which that's something that I am so passionate about and I want to see
Totally.
change.
But the thing is, you brought up manifestation. Like, you want these things, great things to happen in your life. Well, if you don't love yourself, you don't believe you deserve them. So how would you ever possibly be able to manifest them to you?
Right. Exactly. There's just that whole thing is we have to feel deserving and worthy of them. And if we don't love ourselves, it's always out of reach. It's always out
Yeah.
of reach. You may even get close. And I'm like, why do I lose it? Oops, every time, sorry.
Oh, right. Yeah. Your phone's like, you're losing me. Yeah. Well, you can get it, but if you really don't feel like you deserve it, it will never stay.
Right. Exactly. And so that's another reason why it's so important. So many people are, suffering because there's things they want so desperately in their life, whether it's true love or whether it's a really great job or finding their life purpose. Those things escape us when we don't truly love ourselves. And we don't have to do it all at once. You can simply start by looking at the things you do love about yourself and focusing in on those strengths. The second thing is screw what other people think. You know, I am done with the, you know, generic templates of what beauty is for men and women. And really I see so many people, and I'm done with this for myself too, but I see so many people who I think are so beautiful who don't perceive themselves as beautiful at all. And I can't, with any of my mind, perceive it in any way. I don't see it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I can see how beautiful they are, how can they not?
Mm.
And that's what really, when healing comes in and supports us in letting go of the old energies of experiences, of emotions, even stuff that's imprinted in our DNA, um, from the from our culture, from the time we were born, from our ancestors, whatever it is that we need to begin to clear to truly love ourselves. But like you said, it really isn't an every second thing. We're
Right.
part of being hard on ourselves is discernment. I don't trust psychics who don't use discernment. If you just think you're right all the time and you have no doubts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I can't trust you. I don't believe in you, because self-doubt is okay. Self-doubt is okay.
Yeah.
Self-doubt is a way to discern. And I think self-doubt is something that we think of as a flaw, as, God, I wish if I could just not doubt myself so much, I'd be awesome. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That self-doubt keeps you in check, and it supports you in examining all issues, all sides.
Totally. And I mean, people ask me questions all the time about, like, why do you think this is happening with my animal? And when I first started doing this work, I felt this extreme pressure to be able to answer that question, because I felt like I would be looked at as a fraud, or not taken seriously if I couldn't answer it, which was horrible. That put so much unnecessary stress and weight on me. And I was just like, finally, I'm like, I don't know. No one knows. The veterinarian doesn't even know. Because people come and be like, where's the cancer in the body? I don't know that I know. A lot of that depends on your animal knowing. Your animal, that would be like if you were sick and I could ask you, well, why exactly? I don't know. Like, I
Right.
just am. I don't know where it's at. The doctors don't know where it's at. Like, when I was like, I don't need to know that answer, this huge weight was lifted off of me. And now it's like when people ask me stuff that I can't answer, I'm like, I don't know. you know,
Right.
why
Right.
don't you have the answer? Well, because then I would be Jesus and I'd be charging you $50,000. I don't know. I'd be on
Exactly.
Oprah. Like, I wouldn't be here with
Right.
you right now if I could answer that. I would be in another realm. I would be at the Big Dipper. Like, I would be already off of this earth plane. So,
Right. It is. It's okay to not know, and it's
no,
okay
I
when you
don't
learn more
know.
information, and
Yeah.
it's okay to shift based on new knowledge we have. It's okay to
Totally.
change.
Totally. And so the other thing I wanted to say is, in my this year has really been a year of self-love for me. Where it's been this major focus in my life. I had this realization, I believe that animals are far more spiritually evolved than humans are. I know that not
Yeah.
everybody agrees, but I believe that. And part of the reason why I believe that is because, a whale swimming through the ocean isn't looking at another whale saying, do I look fat when I swim like this? Like, is this an
Yeah.
unflattering angle if I do this? Whales are like, I'm a whale. I'm swimming through the ocean, living my life, and a bird, a duck, you think of ducks, like they're the most awkward birds. Like I'm like, how do you guys even fly? Because when they're takeoff and landing, it's very sketchy most of the time.
It is. It really is.
They're like, oh God, oh, and I'm like, you don't know how to land, do you? They're like, blah, and then they land and they look funny and they're like, and I laugh.
Stuff a little bit.
Yeah, and they're probably like, did that look bad? That looked bad, but they're not like, did I look really stupid when I landed? And they're just doing it. And that's what I love about animals. Like, I love that, our companion animals, our cats, our dogs, like last week I was in California and this dog I thought was having a seizure was scritching his belly. He was like, but he was so getting into it. He looked crazy. I thought he was having a seizure. And then I get up there and I'm like, oh, you're just scratching your belly. And like, unapologetically, and I'm going to look however I need to look to get the scratch itched that needs to be itched.
Right. That dog is a genius because if we could be okay with looking stupid, oh my gosh.
That's pure self-love.
Oh, it is pure self-love.
Pure self-love. And that's what I love about animals is they just are doing, they're not doing, they're just being who they are. And they're not questioning whether or not they look good while they're doing it.
Exactly.
And, and that's where I feel humans really need to be the whale swimming in the ocean, not asking if you look bad while you're doing it.
Now, to be fair, our language is and what we've used with language has become so negative in so many ways. Like literally, I think the study I read was from Harvard. Like we are so hardwired to that inner naysayer. So the way, again, I feel like to combat that is to continue. I mean, Lizzo's a great example. I love listening to just so many of her, all of her songs practically, just because there's such good messages.
They are. I love I'm not just a snack, baby, I'm the whole damn meal. It's like it's so good. It's just
so good. And
if you don't think I'm the bad, if I'm not the baddest, I heard you say I'm not the baddest bitch, something you lie, girl, you lie. And I'm like, it's just so everything she says is just so good. Yeah.
Right. And so the music that we're hearing is really important because we listen to the songs, we listen to the lyrics. We sing them to ourselves over and over again in our head. This was a tough part for me because like you had to get rid of, I still listen to different kinds of music, but when you're really working towards self-love, it's really great to just chill out on anything that you're listening to and focus on things that have really positive messages because you're going to just thrive. So sorry.
That's okay.
But it's just, that's one way. And it really just helps us to have that inner dialogue that's strong, that's not flappable.
Right.
Like I was able to watch a really scary horror movie to me, just being in this unflappable place. And that's, the stronger that you work with your mind, the stronger it is, the better that you're able to deal with anything that comes your way.
So this reminds me, so this is what I wanted to bring up and I forgot. You'd mentioned, like this is why energy work can really help when you're in a place of like getting to self-love and then staying there, is because energy work helps to clear things out of your field to make room and space for new, Do you want to speak into that for a second?
Yes, absolutely. So when you're receiving energy work, the most important thing that happens is you're letting go of repetitive thoughts, repetitive emotions. Along with that, it is experiences that you've had that really spurred those thoughts and emotions. It is trauma. It's trauma that we're re-experiencing as we repeat the words, as we even see the images in our mind of trauma that we've experienced. It puts our body into fight, flight, or freeze. And fight, flight, or freeze is a state where you internalize even more energy. There's and repetition is the other main one, is another way you internalize. And then if you're up on top of that taught to stuff down emotions or to not express them, that's another layer of just really stuck emotions within the chakras themselves, which are much larger than our physical body, and the auric field, which is again larger than the physical body. This energy body that we have really protects our energy field. And within that structure, these negative thoughts and words get stuck within our physical body, within the bones, within the blood, within our organs. And kidneys, for example, hold fear. The liver holds anger. And it just made so much sense to me early on when I learned some of this. I'm like, no wonder people get so angry drunk, you know? There's those people who are lovey drunk, angry drunk.
Oh, yeah. I'm lovey drunk.
Yeah, not with me. But it's interesting though that for some people it's like it triggers the liver. Their liver is not in the shape that it's whatever their specific chemical makeup is, it just doesn't work with their system. So but so those emotions are held within us, and as we clear those, people every time, the consistent thing we hear when people get off the table, I feel lighter. You are. I've even gotten on the scale and been pounds lighter, literally, after a healing.
Wow.
Not that that is going to happen for every single person, but
New weight loss program. Yeah,
I
no.
know, right?
So,
Yeah,
well,
just
so I remember when I first started working with animals, I'd already knew you and Nadine at that point. I wasn't working with animals when I first met you. And when I first started working with animals, I said to you, I don't know if you remember having this conversation, but I said to you, I wish that animals could talk to me, like tell me what's happening on while I'm working with them. And you were like, and I said, like you, I think I even said something like, oh, it's so much easier for you because humans can tell you what's going on in the session. And you started laughing and you were like, oh, you sweet, dear soul who knows nothing yet. That is, you were like, no, it's actually pretty horrible. Like you have a blessing that they can't talk through the whole session. And then you went on to explain because we get wrapped up in the stories we tell ourselves.
yes,
And so going to what you were saying about energy healing and everything we're saying to ourselves, right? We're saying it. You're on the tape, and I have since worked with humans and now I know exactly what you're talking about. I'll go through phases where I'll work with humans and then I'm like, nope, I'm good. Those sessions are for other people. I want to work with animals because I see miraculous healing with animals.
yeah,
Where you're like, what? Like this cat was given 2 days to live and they went into remission, or this dog that hadn't walked in 3 months started walking after 2 sessions. How is this possible? Because animals are not invested in being sick. And humans love us, but we're very complicated creatures on this planet. We have all sorts of things we're telling ourselves, and we
yeah.
get in our way of self-love, we get in our way of healing, we get in our way of all sorts of things instead of just going, whatever happens is
Mm,
going to happen.
yep. And anyways, you can relax. I don't know how much time we have, but I wanted to do a quick activation for folks listening and to do an Archangel Samuel activation to bring in more self-love.
Awesome. Well, we have about 15 minutes. Would that be enough?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yes, let's do it. Okay, let's get to it.
Right. Beautiful. I'm so glad. Okay. So I just want to thank Rachel, thank you so much.
Oh
You're
my
an
gosh.
amazing, beautiful soul.
Oh, I love you. I'm so excited to be doing this with you. It's just really awesome. I'm like, why did it take us so long to do this?
Oh, I
But
love
yeah.
you too. But I just have to take a second because you do amazing work on the planet. And not everybody, I feel like, knows this, but animals, they take care of their humans.
Mm.
They clear energy for their humans. And you, I mean, I really, it's weird saying animals 'cause I think of them, I mean, it's all people, you
Yeah,
know?
I know. I hate, and I'll say people, but then I'm constantly clarifying. I'm like,
Yeah,
the
like,
cat people, the bird people.
right.
And they're like, are you talking about birds? I'm like, yeah, they're people. So yeah,
They
totally.
are hardworking, just like the fairies. They work their
Yes.
butts off for their humans, and they
Yes.
clear a lot of energy. And a lot of times, even to get cancer, taking on energy. I mean, you do amazing work. It
Thank you.
helps every single person that
Thank
you
you.
serve. So
Thank
awesome
you.
work, and thanks for the opportunity to
Yeah.
talk with you today. All right, let's take some deep breaths together, loves. The love for you guys, for you, for every beautiful being of light. And I know there is that within us, even the perpetrators on the planet. Love, love, love. Love is the magical energy, most powerful energy in the universe besides our life force energy. Working together, they make magic. So let's just tap our heart center 3 times with the right hand. Tap, tap, tap. Activate that beautiful love center. Archangel Shamuel is going to give us each an attunement. Shamuel is all the angels are love. Shamuel will bring in a heart healing and opening. And there we have some other brilliant helpers who want to help us heal as well. We actually have Kali coming in. So so we're ready to clear some old patterns regarding love, and especially when it comes to self-love. So this is effortless. As you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, you're already moving energy. You're already an expert. Archangel Michael is going to take and recycle any energy you release today directly to the great central sun, no matter where you are and no matter when you listen. The angels are always there, always present, and always available. Thank you for placing us all in beautiful bubbles of gold light, protecting our energies as we now open to receive a beautiful angelic attunement. They're going to begin by sending the golden pink ray of love, pure love, cosmic divine love, unconditional love, in through the top of our heads. Before it reaches your beautiful head, it is going to go through your upper chakras, your soul star, your life purpose chakra. The energy becomes that pure love, pure light that your body can absorb. So in this bubble, your body is a sponge. As that love light from heaven flows in, your system begins to let go. If there's any specific relationship, experience, way of seeing yourself that you want to release right now, bring that to the front of your mind. And continue to breathe. If you can, have your spine as straight as you can. But even if you just need to relax, that's okay too. The energy will flow in. Have your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Instantly, your energy centers are aligning as you do that. And both feet on the ground. Your grounding cords are going to drop into the earth. Golden cords of light from your spine and your feet, just like the trees. We're going to clear your earth star chakra beneath your feet. As your system now connects to the heart center of the earth, pure love, and you begin to pull it in, soak it up into your system. It is like the most refreshing water, so pure, cleansing and rejuvenating all at the same time. I affirm that we only release the amount of energy that our bodies can release today with the greatest of ease. I also affirm now that at the end of this session that you, even if it's after one good rest, one good night's sleep, that you feel rejuvenated, refreshed, revitalized, and even more in love with that beautiful self. Today is the day of the white ray of purification. It is going to cleanse away any toxic words, toxic stress, suffering, anything that we can release, old betrayals. Archangel Chamuel is standing with each of us now. One hand on the top of your head, one at your back heart. Kali is expertly removing from anywhere in your system any false beliefs, any negative core beliefs that you can release right now. And she's especially clearing out our earth stars, releasing, and this is perfect because yesterday was 9/19/19. So we're still in this month where we're clearing endings and new beginnings all over the place. Kuan Yin is going to come in with Archangel Chamuel. Such a brilliant, beautiful aspect of the Mother Goddess. Begins to fill our beings with mother love, nurturing love, unconditional, boundless love. You are instantly worthy, instantly deserving, always worthy, always perfect. This mother, this divine supreme love can see you no different, ever. Relax your beautiful body and being. If you can lie down, that's great. Relax. And as your body begins to let go, more waves of all that no longer serves you pours from your being. They want me to share that one of the things we're releasing is betrayal patterns. And we think that the strongest betrayal patterns may come from cheating in a relationship or having been cheated on. And often it's really past life based. And it is more often a dear friend, a family member, that where the betrayal pattern started, and then it did reoccur in a love relationship. So we're going to take that knowledge and wisdom and just fully allow that divine mother, and with her, the energy of the divine father. So as soon as I said that, we have Maitreya, who is Kuan Yin's counterpart, and Isis and Osiris, the beautiful, loving power couple, who brings forward that knowledge and wisdom that love truly can bring you back to life. Shamuel, beautiful goddess Isis, Osiris, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Jesus, and Mary Magdalene. We have partnership love. We're all really, partnership love is coming forward for many of us. We open to receive this love and into our systems, amplifying all of the love that these beautiful beings are sending us. The green healing flame, green, gold, and white, pouring into our bodies. The green flame is so healing, healing on all levels and layers, physical healing, healing our energy system, and also manifesting what we want, what our heart's desires. As we release energy today, as we attune to Archangel Chamuel and the frequency of divine love in the universe, breathe deep. Archangel Chamuel is going to do the final piece of the activation. This attunement allows your system to open a little further, permanently, to absorb more love in each meditation and every healing. Just a little bit more open. Breathe deep. Gold, green, and white light, filling your entire being. With your permission, a pillar of that purification flame, that white light, is going to cleanse our spaces, our homes, just releasing all the debris we don't need. Miraculous healing occurs now. It starts now. You are a magnet for love of all kinds. And even those people in your life, family members or friends, that are traumatized, have challenges in showing you love, when you activate this deep love, as you activate it, you bring forward the best in them. And also that self-love that Rachel beautifully illustrated earlier, to just get out of the situation. Just, you may not have to leave them forever, but you may just need some space. Unconditional love pouring into your cells, cleansing your entire system and filling you with boundless unconditional love. You deserve it. Every part of you. As you are replenished, as you heal, the collective heals. Take 3 more big deep breaths. Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Chamuel. Thank you for placing the symbols of divine love within and through our beings. You are all beautiful anchors of divine love. And I thank you from my heart. The goddess in me honors the God and the goddess in me. So be it in divine wisdom, may it be always in divine.
Wow. That was amazing. My feet are on fire.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yes, I
I'm
know.
releasing something. My feet are on fire. I had to lift them a few times because it felt like I was going to burn
Wow.
holes through the floor.
Yes. Oh, that's
It's probably
awesome.
collies, and
Yes.
there was something in my right ear that was like going in deep. And I was like, oh, I'm releasing things that have been said to me in
Yes.
the ear. Yeah. So
Oh, good.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Really, really
beautiful.
powerful. Really powerful. Thank you. That was super
Well,
special.
thank you.
A reminder to everybody, make sure when you do that with us, you drink a ton of water because that's
Yes.
a powerful healing and you don't want to end up feeling janky.
Yes. And also, you can take a salt bath after this, or, at night, take a salt bath. I also really love the salt, like bath, liquid bath.
Yes. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and this was so good, and people can listen to this over and over and over. And Frannie, I know that you work with people both in person and remotely. You have clients all over the world. one of your specialties really is like past life regressions and helping people go back. You know, I know people are like, well, what's the point of knowing what's happened in a past life? Well, the point is to go back and clear the negative energy around it so that you can fully step into your power. So you can fully step into your power of self-love or whatever it is that's holding you back from those places. So, so I will share your information and the links below these videos so people know how to get in touch with you. You do a lot of, I wanted to go to your event last night, but I just got back to town and I crashed. I crashed so hard. I was like, I can't. Yeah. And I was gone for like almost 2 weeks. I was like, I can't move. But I know you do a lot of group live events here in Minneapolis at present moment. So that's always a great way to be a part of your world, but you are available to people all over the world. So
yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. The third Thursday of each month, Past Life Regression. I only advertised for it on Monday and we were packed. So I was really grateful. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Cause I mean, that's the thing is like, it is really powerful to go back and heal old things holding you back in this life. So, you know, it might even be why you have certain pains in your body that you're not even aware of. So
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, thank you so much. Sending you so much love and, everybody until next time.
Thanks, Rachel. Love you.